Good day and welcome to indirect labor. So, as mentioned before, one of the things that differentiates direct labor with indirect labor is direct labor we use if we can tie the cost of labor directly to the sale itself. Production lines are a good example of that. Indirect labor is something that says, okay, we have to pay for this labor and we cannot tie it directly to the sale. A really good example of that is a cashier at say a 7-Eleven. If you're going to pay somebody to be there, you're paying for their time, and they might be there behind the counter, say at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you get 2 people an hour that walk through, get a coffee and a cinnamon bun. Compare that to the same person sitting behind the till at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning during rush hour or drive time, when they might have 200 people an hour come through. The owner or the manager will pay exactly the same labor for those 2 cases, exactly the same labor per hour, even though the sales are dramatically different. So you can see here that we've got 2 different ways that we can pay labor. One is basically a salary. This is certainly the easiest way to do things. You can have employee number 1. If you want, you can put it as titles. You can have receptionist or accounting, as in bookkeeping and that type of stuff. Or you can say, I'm going to hire Bill and here's Ted. If you have very, very specific people in mind, then you can just turn around and say, I'm going to hire these people and what am I going to pay them? So this might be $5,000 a month, and maybe your receptionist is going to be $3,000 a month. And I would just drag that over, and there it is. I've got a salesperson and a receptionist. So this would be like your on-floor salesperson who's going to be there and just deal with the people that come through the door. And again, no matter what happens, this labor cannot be tied directly to the sale. The other way to do it would be to by hour, and I'm just going to scroll down here a little bit, and I've got a whole bunch more employees. If I wanted, I can have the same type of stuff. I can say bookkeeper, and then I get to say what's the hourly rate, where the hourly rate on this might be $20 an hour. So here is where I simply put how many hours that this employee is going to work each month. So I've rounded it up a little bit, 174 instead of 173.9, but same type of deal. So maybe it's going to be 160 hours this month, and 150 this month, and 80 this month, and that type of stuff. I'm just going to drag this so that you can see. As this happens, this many hours at this hourly rate is this much money per month. So that tells me that person is earning $22,200 a year. This person is earning $60,000 a year and $36,000 per year. Then all you have to do is simply slide sideways and do the same for next year, next year, next year, next year. So this is really good if you're planning for growth. Maybe you're going to start off with just one person, a receptionist, and it's a receptionist / bookkeeper. And maybe this is just your assistant, your assistant photographer, assistant photog. And when do we need this person? Well, we need this person in March, April, May, June. Remember, those were our busy seasons, I can go back to my sales and say that. So I'm going to say yes, I'm going to hire an assistant photographer. I'm going to pay them $25 an hour, but I only need them for these months over here. So April, May, June, July. So yeah, April, May, June, July. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'm going to hire them for, I don't know, 50 hours a month, and then 100 hours a month, and then 100 hours a month, and then 50 hours a month. And that's all there is to it. So any questions? Like I said, this is probably one of the easiest sheets that there is to do. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next page.